Alright, well, that's pretty thirsty work getting through one box, so I'm going to have a little sip and we will go on to box number 2. Sorry, just very unprofessional, but I'm just checking that the video is actually still recording. Alright, let's get back into box number 2. And I have to say it has been kind of torturous knowing that you have these whiskies back home in Ireland and just not getting your hands on them. But you know, good things come to those who wait, I guess. And here we are. So box 2. Let us see what we have. Alright, so I'm not going to pull out the box in this one, but this was on the Bezos marketplace. So if there's anybody watching this from the US, in the UK, we can actually buy alcohol or hard liquor off Amazon, and they do some unbelievable deals. One of which was this Ardbeg Corrie Vrecken, which retails here in Total Wine, pardon me, for about $145. And I believe that this cost me £65, so about maybe $83 on Amazon. And I just felt like I couldn't turn that down. I do love the Ardbeg core range, pardon me. Need another sip here. I think the Ugadal and the Corrie Vrecken make like, and the 10-year-old, they should have just left the wee beastie in the anno, but those 3 for our core range are fantastic whiskies. This is actually tasting surprisingly good tonight. I'm not normally a big fan of the Springbank 15. I know, shock horror, sorry about that guys. If anybody is offended by that, I am sorry. Oh, so this is something very excited to get. This is from the Ecklandville distillery. And this is the very recently released Old Cumber 7-year-old single pot still that has been fully malted, distilled, matured, bottled on site at the Ecklandville distillery. Now, I have heard conflicting reports about this liquid, but just to see the Old Cumber label with the Cumber Distilleries company and so on a label is absolutely class from my point of view. Slightly sad, they did do a little variation on this where it actually had pure pot still, so they were kind of sought after, and it was just kind of like a Willy Wonka lucky dip type of thing where, you know, you bought a bottle, you took your chance, and you may have got one of those few bottles that had the pure pot still label. Anyway, I don't care, I have this in my possession now and I am more than delighted with that. So if I can get this back in the box, there we go. Okay, bottle number 3. And this looks like a rather odd shaped bottle, and this one has been stupendously well packed. Okay. So something that I picked up when I was back home at the Bushmills distillery. This is the Bushmills Causeway collection from 2011, and this is the Banyuls wine cask. And I believe, is this a 9-year-old? And it is bottled at, if I can see this right, 52.2%. I did do a video in Instagram anyway, showing that I had brought back the distillery exclusive, which has been matured in sherry, bourbon, and then finished in Bordeaux wine casks. And we were lucky enough to try this at the distillery in the tasting that was hosted by Tim Cook who did an unbelievable job taking us around the distillery. This stuff was gorgeous, so we knew we had to bring this back. But you know, you can never really just come back with one bottle of whiskey, can you? So this, I believe, was maybe £65 at the distillery. I'll have to reach out to somebody just to confirm that's what it was. But for an annual cask strength Bushmills, I thought that was pretty reasonable money. Okay, bottle 4. We are back to Scotland. And the first of 3 of these, I believe. This is Springbank 12-year-old cask strength. And this is bottled at 55.9%. And if I can see the numbers here, which I can't. Oh, actually, yeah, this is a December 25 release as well. So probably one of the most recent of the 12-year-old cask strengths. I love the 12-year-old cask strength. Between that and the Springbank 10, I just don't think you can really go wrong. And honestly, once I kind of go below or above those edges, I haven't really had a Springbank, other than maybe like the 17 Madeira wood, that has really jumped out. I'm just not sure that I'm willing to spend the money on the 15 or the 18s and things anymore. Okay. Bottle 5. Ooh, most recent release to the core range. This is the 5-year-old 100 proof. So of course that's imperial proof, 57.1%. Quite a bold thing for Springbank to put out a 5-year-old edge statement. But I mean, they make such good quality whiskey. Why would they not? And again, I've kind of heard this could be hit and miss. Some people like it, some people don't. But you know, to have this, I mean, this was like 50 quid for a 5-year-old cask strength from Springbank. I think that's fantastic. So if this means that more people can try Springbank, then that can only be a positive. So put this back to bed. Bottle 6. And we are still in Campbelltown. So this is going to be Campbelltown heavy, guys. I want to throw a shout out to the guys at Fairley's Wines and Coleraine. We have a really good relationship with Springbank, and so I'm very fortunate to be able to get these whiskies because I know they are incredibly difficult to get. The markup of Springbanks over here in the US is pretty phenomenal, so I'm very happy to be able to get especially the cask strengths. Alright, back to Kilkerran, back to the heavily peated, which is now not called Peat in Peat in Progress. It's called the small batch, and we're on batch number 11. I remember whenever the heavily peated came out, I was kind of like, oh, I hope they're going to do like the Kilkerran work in progress, where, you know, it started off as like a 4-year-old and worked up until the 12-year-old edge statement. I was wondering if they were going to do the same thing with the heavily peated series, but it seems that they definitely are not, and that these whiskies were always going to be relatively young, maybe like 5-6 years old. But again, just like absolutely cracking value. And definitely if you're a Springbank lover and you're finding it difficult to get Springbank, I know other people have been going on about this, try Kilkerran. I mean, it's made by the same people, and they put the same ethos into it, all handmade, hand labeled, hand bottled, no computers in sight. And I love the Kilkerran brand. I mean, honestly, if I could never have Springbank again for the rest of my life, but I could have Kilkerran, I would still be a happy boy. Alright, so then we are on to bottle number 7, and we are still in Campbelltown. And the venerable Springbank 10. This really should be a perma shelf bottle for anybody, if you can get it. I think this was like £55 again from Fairley's. As where anything Springbank related has come from Fairley's and Coleraine, my old hometown and my hometown specialist whisky store. If you're ever in Ireland and you're on the north coast, you go to visit Bushmills. please do go visit Fairley's Wines. It is an absolutely fantastic store. Usual crack with the Springbank 10, 46%, natural colour, non-chill filtered, all good. And probably one of the best 10-year-old whiskies, Scotch whiskies on the market. Alright, bottle number 8. That one was a bit more tightly packed. And we have another Kilkerran. And it is the Kilkerran 12. So I actually do have 2 bottles of that left here, so I'm very happy to stock that up because this has been really hard to find over in Florida as well. And I think this is the 2025 release. I will check all this out whenever I'm doing the edits. Probably one of the best 12-year-old single malts you can get in the market for around 50-55 quid as well. Natural colour, non-chill filtered, has a little touch of smoke, some of that kind of Campbelltown diesel engine oil funkiness, farmyard lactic note kind of going on. So this one does not want to go back in this bottle, but we will get it in there, and I'll probably edit that out, or not, just to keep it real, who knows. Last bottle of box number 2, and it's another Campbelltown. Sorry for all the noise, guys, but you know. And it is the second of my Springbank 12-year-olds, and I can see from the colour already of this one, there's definitely more of a sherry component going on than the first one. Bottled at 56.2% this time. And this is also, this is a 2024 bottle, I think. So yeah, I've got, of my current 12-year-old cast strength, I have, and just below the shoulder. So I mean, I still have enough of the bottle, but you know, it's always nice to have backups, and over here, backups of Springbank are nearly impossible to find. And I think the last time that I checked the price on Springbank 12 cast strength over here with Total Wine or whoever, it was like $170, and that from memory was £75, so like $100. So I think you can see why I'm happy enough to get these shipped over. Alright, I'm going to finish packing up this box, and we will get on to box number 3 of 4.